Congressman Mike Haridopolos of Florida joins us now live. So the new map, Congressman, could deliver 4 more Republican seats. How big of a game changer is not just this map, but that Supreme Court decision for Republicans moving forward?
Well, I think it's a fantastic win for Republicans. But the good news is we follow the law. As you know, Mark and Charla, in Florida, we follow the law. And if you look at our map, unlike the maps in, let's say, Virginia or in states like Illinois, ours look logical. They're not these crazy Rorschach tests that take place. They're actually keeping counties and cities together and representing the changes that happened in Florida. Remember when Ron DeSantis was first elected governor almost 8 years ago, there were 400,000 more registered Democrats. Today, there are 1.5 million more registered Republicans. And so this map represents what's really happening in the Sunshine State.
And we know that the Supreme Court just struck a major blow against race-based map drawing. Does that finally put an end to Democrats' attempts to gerrymander through the courts, not just in Florida, but really the whole South?
I think you're exactly right. You're looking at the new potential map. We need to move away from race. Of course, Barack Obama was elected president back in 2008. America has moved on. We need to draw maps based on the realities of a state. And that's exactly what's going to happen, I believe, in the near future. And the Supreme Court has affirmed this. I think it'll probably mean a big win for Republicans. And it kind of represents what we've all seen for years in the map when we run for president, when so many counties go for Republicans, but those huge urban areas are where Democrats run up big majorities. And so when you draw maps, of course, you want to keep them tighter together. It means that Democrats are not going to do as well as Republicans. And I think that this is going to be a big win for conservatives, but most importantly, for fairness in districts, unlike what we saw, again, in states like Virginia just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I do want to switch gears, Congressman. It's the longest shutdown of the federal government in U.S. history. Finally, at an end, President Trump signing the bill to fund the Department of Homeland Security, with the exception of ICE and Border Patrol. That'll follow soon in a reconciliation bill. Speaker Mike Johnson celebrating the end of the shutdown and crediting House Republicans for getting the job done. Take a listen.
We do as we must, and we ultimately deliver. Don't doubt the House Republican majority. We always deliver for the American people. We did it again, in spite of the challenges, and we continue to do that.
So, Congressman, I remember Senator Schumer having 10 demands back in February when they started this shutdown, and they got none of them.
0. That is the number, 0. Once again, the Democrats want to play politics, and we are the adults in the room. We're going to make sure that the American public is safe. As you know, we face the threat of 10 million illegals, the reality that sanctuary cities were protecting them for years, and we're going to step up and support the public. Again, I'm a former history teacher, as you know, and the number one responsibility of government is to protect life and property. Democrats are unwilling to stand up for that. We are, and we're going to continue to do that and take away those threats that are there every day, not only here in America, but potentially overseas because of our stand for freedom and standing with Israel against the tyrannical regime in Iran. After all, the Iranian neighbors hate them too. And so this is the reality where we're at, and we're doing the right thing. And I'm glad to see these folks who are working hard to protect the homeland are finally to be paid like they should be.
Congressman Mike Haridopolos, thank you so much for taking the time this morning.
Thank you.